Alright guys, welcome to my channel, Liliana, and we are in our very first Slumber Sessions. I'm having a sleepover with two of my lovely siblings, the wonderful Sky and Solfira. Hi!
Hello.
You guys are so cute in your blankets. I love it.
No, you.
So comfy.
No,
I want your
you.
drink. I want to steal your cat drink.
I have.
Yeah, me too.
It's cute, right? I love it.
Very cute.
So, this is the first of our sleepovers. I love it. When I first came up with the idea, I was like, I have to get a sleepover with my sibs, of course. But for people who maybe aren't aware of you guys, Sophia, do you want to do maybe like a quick introduction to yourself, please?
Yeah, for sure. I am Solfira. I am a celestial red panda / Twitch streamer. I mostly play comfy games. We have very interesting conversations. I'm like a mix of comfy and chaos, I think. And yeah, this is kind of what I do. I've been streaming for around 3 years now. But still lots to learn.
3 years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Have you been a VTuber this whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. What about you, Sky?
I'm a smooth-brained British cat girl, and for the most part, I play Final Fantasy XIV, but I've also been doing a variety of other stuff. At the moment, a lot of Fortnite. Lots of child killing in Fortnite.
I saw.
It's very fun. I have also been streaming around 3 years, and I did start with Facecam, but
Facecam?
I started VTubing towards the end of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got this model, I think I debuted this model like July last year, so July 2022.
Awesome. So for anyone who doesn't know me and stumbled across the channel, I'm Liliana. I've been a content creator for 6 years almost, and I've been a VTuber for coming up on 3 years. I debuted this model back in September 2 years ago, so that's crazy, 2021 I think it was. And I am a variety VTuber. I play a lot of horror games, Resident Evil, and I think basically anything that's got a story to it that can make me either scream, cry, or feel things. It's my jam. What was I just want to know for you guys, like, what was the reason you got into VTubing? Like, what made you make the decision? Because Sky, especially for you, you were a facecam streamer and I was too. Like, what for you made the decision to shift over to VTuber?
Honestly, at first, I saw that it was like an upcoming thing, but I didn't really see many like male models out there. So I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I, as a cis white male, decided to play a cat girl on the internet, and then I was like, actually, this is kind of fun. Maybe this isn't just a joke. Maybe this is something that I've awakened within myself. And it became more of just a, yeah, that'd be funny, haha. And now it is just, yeah, I'm a cat girl. What of it?
And you love it, right?
Oh, it's so much fun. Before becoming a VTuber, I didn't really interact with many communities, I guess. It was more just like, I'd see people come and go, and I'd raid people, and I wouldn't really stick around or like make friendships with people, I suppose. But the VTubing community is so tightly knit and so like friendly, I guess.
That's true.
That it's very easy to meet people that are like-minded and just fun to hang around with. So the community for VTubing is a lot of fun. It's why I've kind of stuck around, to be honest.
That's awesome. What about you, Fira?
Ooh. I started just being like a casual viewer. I watched Gura's stream. Gura.
I love her.
And I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. Like I would just watch her gameplays for a while. And then later was when I like started discovering the VTuber community on Twitter. I was like, oh wait, this is something that we can join. It's not like just exclusively, oh, you have to like join a company to do it. It's like, oh, you can just be like an indie VTuber. And
Ah.
that kind of started the rabbit hole of like Artemis and more of the Hololive EN. So I'm like a huge fan of them. So that's kind of where I started. I was like, oh my god, there's like there's these artists and there's riggers and there's all this blossoming creative community that's kind of starting, and I was like, oh my god, I kind of want to get in this. And so yeah, a lot of research, and then now I'm a VTuber.
Yay! And the great thing about being a VTuber is that you can literally be anything. Like you're only
Yeah.
you're only limited by your own imagination, which I love that. It's so cool. It's
Yeah,
funny
if you'd have
because
told myself when I first looked into VTubing that I would have spent like 6 or 7 hours just sat down designing a character to commission with lots of money, I'd be like, really? Really? Really, Sky?
And you know, the funny thing is, I think Gura was the first VTuber I watched as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, I love her. She made me laugh a lot. And I think she's just so quick-witted, which I really respect. That's like a talent. Not everybody can do that.
Oh my god, yeah.
So she's really cool. I don't know. See, for me, like when I moved into VTubing, I was a PNG tuber to start with. I always say PNG because that's what it was, but it was more of a GIF/video VTuber. It's like I played Final Fantasy 14 like pretty much consistently at that point, and I had bought my character and I set up a green screen in one of I think it was my husband's house in game, and I recorded my Mikote like doing certain things and sitting in certain poses and just breathing, and I wasn't very technical minded, but I had enough knowledge to know, okay, stick that source in OBS and add a transparent chroma key filter on it, and it looked like she was alive, and it was so cool because I'd get like lots of people talking about it, like, oh my god, oh, you're a VTuber, oh my god. I was like, yeah, it's cool, right? And then like, because I did that because I didn't want to be on camera anymore. Like, you'll know yourself, guys, sometimes you just don't want to be on camera. And for me, I just was like, well, I don't want to do it because I live with like health conditions that mean that sometimes I just don't want to get out of my jammies. And it's difficult. So I found Hololive and Myth with Gura in there, and Ina and Callie and Kiara and Ami, and they were just like, I was blown away by them. I thought they were so cool. I was like, I'm gonna take it to the next level, and that's when Liliana was born. But what influenced your design in terms of what you want to be? So, Fira, you're a celestial red panda. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it started with like I was just really into red pandas at the time, and I kind of like took that, and then also so like my outfit is based on the classic Lolita fashion, because like I was pretty into that kind of stuff. I was more like balancing between, it was like when I was younger, it was more just like the typical Lolita, so like more frills, laces, and that kind of stuff. And then as I've gotten older, classic Lolita gave me a more mature vibe. So I was like, oh, I kind of want to take that and then take it with the red panda. And then I also like space, so I kind of did a smash of all of it together.
So cool. And was there like something specific that you wanted to be in terms of like your persona, or are you one of the people that is just like, okay, I'm just gonna be me fully, and that's what I'm good with?
Yeah, I like saw people online were like, oh, you know, sometimes they have a persona because it makes it easier for like you kind of have that separation of like, okay, this is the persona and then this is who I am. And I was like, I don't think my acting skills are that great.
Same.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that even if I started doing the persona thing, eventually there will be days where I'm like lazy and tired, and I'm not gonna remember that I have. I will be like, oh yeah, I have a persona.
That is a vibe.
True,
I'm the
true.
exact same.
Right? So like it's just gonna be me because I'm not gonna have to be like, oh yeah, I have to be me. You know, it's just more natural that way, and that kind
Yeah.
of fit with the vibe that I bring to streams, I think.
So cool. Are you the same, Sky? Or are you?
Oh yeah, I'm like pretty much the same in real life than I am on stream. Although I'd say I'm more introverted when it comes to like like off stream stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
Me too, me too.
because you sort of need to, well, you don't need to, but you wake up a little bit when you're on stream, and even if you're not in the mood, I usually get there just by streaming games, talking to people.
Yeah,
Mm.
totally get that. And was
But yeah,
your cat girl, was it influenced by Final Fantasy XIV's Makote by chance?
honestly, not 100%.
Love it.
The character came first, and then I made my character in game a Mikoto.
Oh,
Um,
really?
it was mostly from Picroos, you know, the like
Yeah.
templatey stuff that you can
Mm-hmm.
make your own characters on that. I realized that I'd made like 15 of them, and looking at them all, I was like, this is a very similar vibe every single time. And
Really?
legitimately, like 7 or 8 of them had the like red ribbon, and my partner noticed it, and they were
Oh,
like, "That just seems like a you thing, huh? You really like that?" I was like, "You're not wrong.
that's so
Unintentionally, it's
cute.
all coming together."
I love
And I was
that.
like, I want to put together a character that I want to commission art for,
Mm-hmm.
and potentially use it as a VTuber design.
That's so
So
cool.
until like 5 a.m., I spent like 6 or 7 hours just making notes, making like a mood board and stuff. And
Oh,
then everything just came together.
I love that. Like
Mhm.
mood boards and stuff are, I don't make a lot of them, but like they're very cool. They definitely help when it comes to like getting your vibe together and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I'm really nerdy. I legitimately made a spreadsheet and Google Docs just to design this character.
I
Yo,
think,
that's awesome.
yeah, I think because of like the VTubing space is so specific with like designs and stuff, and you're working with artists and riggers, like you really do need to be specific, otherwise your design can go off on a freight train in the wrong direction. And I know that there's been people that I know that have had their first model and they've been like, well, I actually didn't envision it to look this way, I just kind of didn't know what I was doing. Do you guys ever feel like that?
Oh yeah. I was also a really nervous commissioner. I'd never really commissioned stuff, so I was
Same.
like, I don't want to be a bother, so I'm going to make sure that every detail is there, and sort of
Yeah.
just say, like, tell them exactly what I want, so there's no like big back and forth, and then like it's difficult for the artist or anything. I wanted it to be like the easiest process possible.
Yeah.
Mhm. Also, there was like a culture of I realize now that when people have VTubers designs that they'll do like a character design first. And like I didn't even think of that at the beginning. I just kind of like had a vision for my design and just straight up uh like yeah, like you kind of like Sky maybe make a Google Docs type of mood board or something and just be like, "Oh, I like this and I like that," and kind of
Mm-hmm.
make it as clear as I can to the artist. But man, these days, people are like they're able to kind of test the waters with like a character design and then see if they like that first, and
Mm-hmm.
then like kind of go all in with the live 2D and the rigging and stuff. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Funnily enough, my husband is a VTuber, and he had. I was like, okay, I've been doing this for a while. Go get some like art research done. So like, go and commission a few people to get what your design you think it is, and more people are able to do that now on a much more like affordable scale because of the many options that there are. There's so many artists out there now. I mean, it's really revived the artist community from what I can see. I mean, that there's so many websites now you can commission people for just like research art and stuff like that. So no, I totally get what you mean. I just heard my husband coughing.
There's so many assets out there as well for like PNG tubers, live
Mhm.
2D tubers.
Mhm.
More and more, there's more ways of getting into streaming and starting. it's
Yeah,
super good to see, super nice.
I know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just even make like free models for people to use or free assets, like the blanket that I'm using.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much out there that you can just use to enhance your stream, and it's really cool.
I actually saw on Etsy the other day, there was a model that was going with the vibe that I was thinking about for like £12 or like $15 or something. And I was like, this thing comes with everything. It was rigged, it had expressions, it had like different assets. I was like, how? It's so cheap.
Whoa.
Like they literally had gone through, I think it was like they'd gone through all the zodiac signs. And the Gemini one, I was like, I would have easily picked that if I hadn't had a design in my mind. It was super cute. So yeah, there's definitely lots of options. Like, it feels to me like even more so now that it's very easy to get into VTubing. Have any of your friends started to do VTubing?
My partner started doing VTubing not too long ago, with like using a free model that she liked the vibe of. One of my regulars as well. Actually just hit affiliate today, and they've been using like a pre-made. Oh well, it's like a character creator thing for it, but it's super cool that people can just pick it up like that. It's very inclusive.
Yeah.
Congrats on affiliate.
Yeah, congrats.
You know them as well, Serenity.
So cool. And when it comes to content, because like that's a big thing as well. Like, what was your ideas when you were coming up with the type of contents you were going to make? How did you get to where you are now? Is there like any specific themes or genres that you loved exploring?
I think for me it started as like just games I liked playing. So like I was a huge like rhythm type game, so I like started with rhythm games, and also it also became platformers. So the thing is like as when you start streaming, you don't really realize that playing a game on stream is different than playing a game in person or like on your own.
Yeah.
So like I would like I used to play, I really liked playing platformers, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll do like Ori and the Blind Forest. And then that's when I realized, oh shit, I can't do this while I'm still chatting with viewers and also trying to remember the controls at the same time. I was like, oh shoot, my brain is like splitting into two. I was like, wait. So that kind of affected a few things. It would be like, okay, maybe platformers might be not my thing. So those definitely come into play when thinking about what games to play and kind of what I should stream. But it has kind of aligned to my hobbies and stuff.
But you, Sky?
I play too many games. Too much of a variety of games. I think when it comes to streaming, there's definitely games that I'm playing or that I think, oh, I should play this. And then I'm like, would this be interesting to watch on stream? And a lot of the times it is, no, people do not want to watch me do this really niche puzzle game for 2+ hours. Or grinding on RuneScape or something like that. It's like, I'm gonna keep that to a personal hobby as to not bore everybody to death.
Oh,
that's so
it's not bad. It's just how stream works, right? Like,
totally.
there's certain things that work with your audience and certain things that don't. When you cultivate like a viewer base and you have a sort of vibe that you normally stick to,
Yeah,
it's difficult to explore other vibes. Like sometimes it works, but sometimes it might go from being like the chat's buzzing playing this game, but when I play this game, there's one person, if that, talking.
yeah.
It's just, it is what it is. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just how the world works. But yeah, I've been playing mostly Final Fantasy because it's what my audience is used to, but a variety of games that I don't think are going to be boring to watch.
Yeah.
However, I suppose I have been playing a lot of farming games and they're very chill.
Those are not boring though.
It's true, it's true. I love chill vibes. like I love just whenever I watch a stream, it's usually me like lurking there.
Mm-hmm.
So cozy vibes are what I want to do. And
Yeah.
I actually there's a lo-fi game that I found recently. There's a demo for it. And it's not really a game, it's the like lo-fi YouTube videos where it's just the girl at the computer
Yeah.
or like on a bed or something. You can do your own character customization and like
Oh.
decorate your own room and then just have it on as a screensaver or something.
Oh my god, cute.
Wow.
So I've done a few streams where like after raiding in Final Fantasy, I'm like, you know what? I just want to do some personal work. And then I just put that on as like a screensaver and just chill out, and
Aw.
it's really chill. That's super nice. It's like a just chatting screen, but little
Nice.
Skies on the bed with the
Aw.
laptop.
That's adorable. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's so cute.
I could just imagine you just being cuddled up in a blanket or something on bed.
Honestly. And I actually I planned something for like a YouTube thing. I think it was last night or the night before. I just spent like 2 hours doing my own stuff while I was just talking to people and having this on in the background. Cozy vibes good. I think I kind of derailed this conversation.
I know you
I'm just
haven't, totally.
realizing.
No, you're
Not
all
at
good.
all.
Yeah.
And like when you're thinking about like your content and stuff, and especially when it comes to like collaborations, do you like, well, first of all, what is your opinion on collaborations? Do you think they're good, positive, negative?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I think I don't think I've had a bad experience with collabs, to be honest. But I know that there is people that have. There's definitely sort of like I wouldn't jump into a collab with someone that I've just met, I guess. So normally whenever I've done it, personally, I like would get to know the person first, or I'd already know them.
Yeah.
I'd probably have a different mindset if it was like, I've just jumped in and I've met these 7 people for the first time. Hello.
You mean like that one collab we've done before?
Which one?
What was the game we were playing? I think it was like Duck Goose. There was like half of them I didn't know.
Yeah, I did know most of the people there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say. I threw Rogue into the deep end.
It was fine. It was good. I had a good time. It's just funny because like I only go into collaborations with people like I know. So like, because I'm a bit of a control freak. I like to know that people that I'm collabing with are not gonna like start shouting in the middle of my stream or say things they really shouldn't be saying online and stuff like that. But if I'm with someone that I know, I trust them to, if they know who the people are, then I usually trust them because like they're good people, so usually they hang out with good people too, which is usually worked out pretty well. Are you the same for you?
Yeah, for me, it was like, I think these days I think I've almost burned myself out on collabs because like for the first year or 2 years, I was like planning a lot of collabs. It was like one for like a charity event, another one I'm pretty sure was also a charity event, another one for like an anniversary, like any of the special events I would be like, oh, let's do like a I don't know, like 48-hour stream and like schedule all these people so that's like, okay, so like these 2 hours I'll play this one person, these 2 hours another person, so it's almost like subsequent collab after collab.
Oh god.
And so I was like, it wasn't even, so I would say like for me, collabs are awesome with people. It's the scheduling that gives me the biggest headache. Because I'm just like, oh my god, there's so many time zones, and I'm trying to find what works for people because I don't want them to like stay up until like 3 a.m. For something that I'm like, oh, okay, I want to try and make it so that's comfortable for them as well.
Yeah.
And then it's like the people that I invite to collab is usually like people I've talked to or like in stream I've talked to for at least a couple months. So I'm like, I can kind of gauge that they're not going to say anything kind of too out there. But yeah.
Nothing you buy. Yeah, I totally get you. Sorry, my wires wrapped around my insulin pump there. That was a bit... No, that way it was like, I felt that tugging. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
I actually have a question that is something that we talked about very briefly before we started, and that's technology and equipment. What is the type of technology or equipment that you guys use when you're VTubing? Probably the same for a lot of people, but for anyone who's maybe new and is like interested in getting into VTubing, what is it that you guys use?
I think most of us use VTube Studio if it's a live 2D, I think. Revoid? I think some people use Vroid. I think for me specifically... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think Vroid is for creating models, I think.
Is it? I have no idea. I've never used it.
For the 3D side, I used VC Face, which I know a few people that used Vroid use that as well.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Well, I remember getting told about VC Face like when I first started, and they were like, yeah, just you use that, and I was like, okay, I have no idea. I've never figured it out. If it's used for 3D, that's probably why. It's like you just had no clue. Yeah, VTube Studio. Yeah. Do you have like what could you use for your camera?
Oh, I have an iPad. So I think that definitely differentiates, because like people who don't have an Apple device usually do like webcam, and then I don't remember what program it was that they use, but that one for like face capture.
You have a whole ass iPad on your desk whenever you stream.
Oh my god!
I don't have an Apple iPhone.
Oh, all the space.
I know.
It's huge.
That's so funny. I just was thinking there because I do have my iPad on my desk, but it's like nowhere near where my stream stuff is, and I can't I struggle to find the space for my iPhone. Like at the best of times, I can't imagine trying to find the space for an iPad. But you gotta work with what you've got.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Do you use
rigged? I like that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're
an iPad thing.
That's cute though. Guy, do you use an iPhone?
I do. When I debuted with this model, I upgraded because I was just using webcam tracking, and I got a what do you call it? Like second-hand iPhone from Amazon, like the cheapest one I could get, refurbished, renewed. It was like £150 or something.
Bargain.
Oh, wow.
Which is fairly cheap. And people were like, why are you spending this much on a phone that you're not using as a phone? I was like, people buy expensive cameras all the time. If you want, just think of it as an expensive camera. I don't know. Like, it's pretty much a camera. People buy cameras all the time. How is this any different?
That's true. I think people don't. I think sometimes people don't realize just how much money some people can spend in the VTubing space on just technology alone.
I just knew that the difference is sort of night and day. I think there's upgrades now. Like there's a webcam thing I think built into VTube Studio that is like Google AI aided, maybe.
Oh,
well,
like there is better tracking for webcams than when I first looked into it.
Yeah, I know someone who uses a webcam, and it's actually not bad at all, to be fair. But I think it just depends, like when you got started on it. You know, if it was like if it was us like 3 years ago, webcam probably might not have been the best choice, but it's actually not too bad now.
iPhone tracking is insane as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm a nerd, I also looked into it before I made the purchase. It puts like I think it's like 30,000 infrared red dots on your face.
Whoa.
Is how it does the tracking.
Seriously?
Like yeah. So if you're using iPhone tracking right now, there's a bunch of dots all over your face that you can't see, and that's why it's tracking so good, because for some reason Apple decided, you know what, let's just make the most batshit crazy tracking in just regular phones. And it's why no other phone brand has decided to do it, because it's so out of the ordinary, and Apple just decided, let's just do that. I think
That's
I think it was
insane.
first for like the like when you unlock your phone via face tracking, but they
Yeah,
went so overboard with it for some
that's crazy.
reason.
You know,
I
it's
don't know
probably
why.
why they cost so much. Like the iPhones are expensive.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's good though that it's good that one brand out there at least is able to give us, the ultra facial tracking. I really love my iPhone. I don't know if I'd want to go back to webcam, like trying to track the current model. That would be, I don't know, it would just feel weird. But I think there's now, people use V-Bridger as well, don't they? To like additional tracking, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know a lot about it, but I know that my next model's got it. So I'm really excited to try it out and learn a new
Exciting.
program. Although, in saying that, it can be, even just as a streamer, it can be overwhelming, like trying to learn some of the technology around like bots and OBS and stuff like that. Audio especially, oh my god. But like VTubing scene, it's on I feel like it's on another level. You have to have like your wits about you and really like dive into learning more about the technology to get the full potential out of all your stuff like your model and whatnot.
I don't know how it is nowadays, but I know that when I was first looking at it, a lot of the information was like scattered around as well. So you had to, I had to have like a bunch of bookmarks saved like for this thing and this thing. And, oh, this would probably be good. There was no one resource that had it all.
So true.
Yeah.
Is there anything that, in terms of advice or tools or anything like that, that you find particularly useful for VTubing? Or are you just like, right, there's just so much, I just need it all so that I can, so I at least got a bookmark so I can go and figure something out when I need to?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would suggest the voice meter was really useful in splitting audio, but I was like, it has kind of a bit of a learning curve because when I first installed it, it's like it basically splits your audio so that when it appears on OBS, you can kind of like make, like, let's just say we're in a collab, and so like I can make you guys louder, even more than Discord can, and then maybe make the music quieter, and you kind of have a bit more freedom in what you want to make louder or quieter. That's definitely helped a lot, I have to say.
That's cool. I've tried to learn like software voice meter stuff, and I have no idea how to use it. I have a Go XLR and I still am not using its full potential when it comes to all the splitting of audio and stuff that you can do. Don't know what I'd do without it, but like these days, but and it feels like it's one of those not required, but people say it's like a now part of like your your kit now for streaming when it comes to audio, is a Go XLR and a Shure SMB7 Shure SMB Shure 7 SM, oh my god, brain. You know which one I mean though, the Shure mic, the ones that's super duper top of the line but expensive. Yeah. But you don't really need all that when you get into streaming though, and with VTubing, even I think maybe there's, if you were to be in the scene for a while and like online, you may be a little scared about the whole technology side, and or even just what you think you need for your kit to get started, and it's so not true. Like there's so much you can just get thrown into it without needing to have like a special amount of technology or hardware, or even a live 2D rig model that we just said earlier. Something you can do with pretty low cost.
There's lots of ways to stream. You don't even need a mic if you didn't want to.
Totally. That's interesting, actually. I don't know if I know many people who don't use a mic.
Oh yeah, like sometimes they do muted streams.
Yeah.
Like the artists.
Or if you're like for Sabria, she in the morning when she streams, she does typing ASMR. So she works and she streams just like typing, and it's just the sound of her keyboard. It's really cool. There's loads of, like, that's the thing. You're only limited by your own mind. Get completely creative with it, and you don't need all of the bells and whistles to get started. Which I think is really freaking cool, to be honest. So you've talked about it a lot already, but what do you think are or what's been your like personal challenges and learning experiences when it's come to being a VTuber? I'm gonna make you say something.
What did you say? Sorry.
Pressure. No, I'm trying. It's the boba. There's something in it.
Lots of caffeine.
I know. And I was saying, is there like any personal challenges or like learning experiences you have from being a VTuber?
I think for me, it's trying to be more social because before streaming, I'd sort of stick to like the same group of people or the same like few comfort people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not explore a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it's difficult to not explore your comfort zone when you're streaming, or I've found that at least. There's so many people out there, and there's so many people that I meet just on social media or see, and I'm like, oh, they're so interesting. Instead of just giving them a follow and lurking like I normally do, I try my best to get out there, maybe send a message, give them a raid if I feel like I'm able to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's definitely something that I've improved on throughout my streaming, is getting myself out there and not just being super shy and just hiding away.
It's easy though if you're shy, like just to kind of link into your little bubble and not worry about talking to others. But I totally get what you mean.
Little hermit crab.
Yeah. Oh, you fear?
I think the challenge that I've kind of learned to, I think honestly, even now I'm still kind of learning how to overcome is like that kind of perfectionist idea of like, I think one of the ones is like if something happens like in audio, if the audio is kind of weird, and I'm like, I immediately want to drop everything and just try to fix it.
Yeah.
But there are some things where you just kind of have to be like, okay, I can fix this after, or I can do like a little fix and then just move on, because if I just like spend 15 minutes just being like, oh, I'm trying to fix this, then it kind of disrupts the flow of the stream. And it's like learning to be like okay with that and be like, you know what, guys, I can't fix it right now. We're just gonna have to deal with it and move on, you know, and try to not disrupt things.
Yeah. Oh my
Tonight
god.
it's gonna be a scuff stream.
I love it.
Yeah.
Being perfectionist is so hard though. Like if you have a perfectionist mindset, like it can be super difficult when something goes wrong or out with your control. In that moment, you're just like, panic. But you're totally right. I was gonna say I've learned to live with that. I don't know if I have. I still find it really difficult. And when it comes to future plans and goals and stuff that you have with being a VTuber and a content creator, like what do you have, like somewhere you see yourself going, like a particular direction or something that you're determined to achieve over the next however many years that you're doing streaming?
I think I want to restart the charity streams, because that did bring a lot of joy of just knowing like, oh, like this community working together to raise money for a better cause. It like kind of goes into the ethos of like just wanting to, whatever it is that I do, to put good into the world, to leave it better than I left it, if that makes sense. And yeah, so that might be one, and like maybe try to market myself a bit more, push those numbers a bit. But other than that, yeah, just the charity thing maybe.
Charity stuff is so good. Like it's one of those things that just makes you feel warm and fuzzy. But like I've been doing charity streaming since 6 years I've been doing it, and I actually this month I was supposed to be doing charity fundraising and I had to take a break because I had major burnout, because I realized that I've been doing it every 3 months for years.
Oh my god.
I know, and I'm just like, it's a great thing to do, but you also need to remember that you need to look after yourself as well, and I think that some things we forget about that. So yeah, totally know what you mean. Fundraising is awesome. Charity work in any way, even if it's just spreading the word, and it doesn't matter how much you raise in the end. But I think that's a good goal, and learning to market yourself is also really good. It's something that I think we don't really get taught that in school or anything, you know, how to be good at business or marketing or money. So it's like one of those things that would have been really cool to learn younger, but you kind of have to like, when we get thrown into it, it's like, right, okay, let's give this a go. What about you, Sky? Your goals and stuff?
I suppose similar to the marketing yourself more, broadening my horizons a little bit rather than just being on one platform. Because like that's sort of advertisement in a way because you're getting more eyes on it, or like a variety of different eyes.
Yeah.
There's a weird way of wording it, but like YouTube, primary YouTube watchers or TikTok watchers or YouTube Shorts, like that might not have stumbled upon you via Twitch or Twitter. And I do have a few like YouTube ideas that I keep saying to myself, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I work on the planning for it, and then I never make it.
Oh,
so
no.
my goal is
my
to
God, mood.
actually
Yeah.
fucking finish something.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? See, when if you have a certain tendency towards perfection or to try and do things really well, when you do a lot of research and you overthink it like crazy and you'll plan it to the nth degree, and then when it comes to actually doing it, that's the hardest step, is like thinking and prep versus doing it. Like the gap between that is so huge when actually it's not really. It's like to do this is this kind of like sleepover idea we had. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna book it in and see what happens. And I'm glad I did, because now like we get to hang out and stuff and learn more about each other and maybe help some other VTubers and stuff out there. But like, you can do it, Sky. I believe in you.
Yeah,
Eventually I'll get there.
I'm gonna prod him. I'm gonna prod you.
Oh no, not the prodding. I was saying this on stream yesterday. I was like, I hate that I always do this, always plan stuff and plan stuff and plan stuff, and that it never happens. And I was like, I'm gonna keep planning, because if I don't plan this stuff, then I'll never get on to the next step. But this time, for sure, this time it's gonna go through.
Prove it.
That's a great
Prove it, Sky.
But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I think there's like a thing called accountability partners that's supposed to kind of help, where it's like it's that gentle being like, hey, you know, maybe you can maybe start working at it a little, you know, a little nudge.
That's it. I'm your new accountability partner. Screwed.
Oh, I'm just
You're
gonna
so
get
screwed.
poked every day.
Oh, no.
That's fine. There's way worse people that could poke me every day. So.
Aww.
Oh.
That's a cute compliment. I'll take it. Even if it wasn't, I don't care.
It was a compliment. It was.
Hey, I'm so cute. And before like, the last guy. No.
I've gone. I'm in the void. Poke me. Where am I?
Oh no. Guys, Sky's disappeared into their own bedroom. Clearly, just doesn't want to be with us anymore. Doesn't like the idea of an accountability partner.
I thought you guys could smell me, so I decided to leave for a little bit. I'll be back soon.
Talking about accountability partners, the internet was like, not today.
Yeah, my Steam has disconnected apparently. Very cool.
Oh no. I hope Steam hasn't gone down.
Oh, that'd be bad.
Well, we'd probably all get kicked out, I suppose.
True.
Yeah, it's just me.
Alright, don't worry.
I'll try my best to make it back. Right now, I'm just a floating voice.
It's so good. We can wait.
I'm in your head, everybody.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Dear voice in my head. I wish to push up my partner numbers. What do you suggest that I should do?
I'm not a very good voice. Like, make some TikToks in it. I don't know.
Make some TikToks in it.
I love it.
Very, very British voice in the head.
That's funny.
Yeah, just make a YouTube shot in it. Easy peasy.
True.
Job done.
I love this voice in my head. They're so knowledgeable.
They are.
I'm
oh my
really
goodness.
good. Honestly, I'm so smart. Am I getting paid for this, by the way?
You're getting paid in our love.
Oh.
How do I send money to the voice in my head?
You've got to, you know that coin slot on the top of your head? You've got to push money right into there. I'll get it.
Wait,
I'll munch
do
it.
you guys accept cryptocurrency? I don't have any, but
I'm sure I can convert it via paper. I mean, voice conversion.
Oh no.
I think I'm back.
Are you?
Oh,
Maybe.
Yay.
yay!
I'm no longer a voice.
The voice materialized.
Not for me, not yet, but will in a second. Hey! Oh, there you go.
Yay, there you go. Yay!
I'm no longer in your head. I'm just in your walls now. Yippee.
Sky's
You
back
will
from
get
the
that payment,
toilet.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was talking to you while I was there, so you know, I didn't leave you.
Alright, I don't want to take too much crazy time from you, but I wanted to ask, do you guys have any advice on anyone who's interested in becoming a VTuber at all, and what kind of advice you'd give?
Start. Do it.
Do it! Yeah.
That was gonna
Like
be
that's
mine.
the hardest part.
Just start, and honestly, don't be scared to ask for advice either. Even if it's just in Twitch chats.
Don't know, Sky.
That
Not
wasn't
in
me.
Twitch chats.
Well, I don't know. Honestly, when it comes to finding resources, I was gonna say that the best resource is other human beings, because
Yeah.
people usually are willing to help other people. Or I've found that, at least. Whenever I don't know something,
Yeah.
if I can't find anything, it'll take me a little bit, but I'll get there and I'll message someone like, "Hey, any chance you know about this?" People shy.
People
Touching
shy.
my fingers together like, please. And then 9 times out of 10, they'll be able to help you. So yeah, just start, and if you need help with a very specific thing, I'm sure there's somebody that can help you. Maybe ask Reddit if you're not going onto Twitch streams.
Actually, there are some Discord communities that are for new VTubers that you can join, and they can help because y'all are in the same spot.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Discord channels and servers, and the only reason I laugh at Twitch chat is because I've seen way too many people get banned for asking about the stream and stuff, which I think is a shame. And like, honestly, I don't mind people asking me, you know, like, what's your advice for a new VTuber and stuff. I don't mind that, or new streamer even. I don't mind that at all. It's the it's the ones that start saying, I'm here to lurk, I'm streaming myself, or you know, they start talking about their own streams. You're like, oh,
I
please
suppose
don't do
it's
that.
very different.
Yeah.
If it's like, first time chatter here, here's 50 questions. That's not what I meant. I meant like, if you're a regular, if you've been watching a VTuber and you're like, oh, I want to be like them, maybe just ask a question like, hey, do you know how to set up VTube Studio? Is there a YouTube video you could recommend or something? I'm sure that they'd be able to send you somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's like I don't know, tens of thousands viewer person, you're probably not going to get a response. It's very hard. But if I don't know, man. I usually lurk in like smaller communities, to be honest, so that's probably very different. Take Rogue's advice though, don't pester people on Twitch. I'm sure there's Discord communities that can help.
We love you, Twitch,
Also,
but
I will take zero accountability for my words. I said nothing. Do not blame me. I'm just here to be cozy. Don't send hate my way, please.
I end up like, I don't mind people asking questions, honestly. I think like you say, if it's like starts to become 50 questions and then it's derailing the stream, that's when I have an issue with it. And I think that's just because that's not what your stream's set up for. But in saying that, even though I feel that way, I always will help people who have a genuine question or DM me or say anything like in my own server or on Twitter or whatever. Like, I'm struggling with this. I've watched videos or I don't even know where to start Google. I just know that I have this thing and I'll be like, okay, you can start here. Like, I don't mind giving anyone advice. And I think that's the same for most of the streaming / VTuber community anyway. Because like everybody's usually pretty nice. Unless, and it'd be hard to ask someone who, like you say, is thousands of people watching. It would be very difficult, but yeah. I'm the same. I lurk in a lot of smaller channels too.
I think Discord is probably the best bet because then it's like you're not just like having the streamer answer you. You have like all these bunch of people who like maybe they are in the same spot or maybe they're like they have more knowledge and they can at least guide you to a place that has resources or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're looking for Discords, I just googled VTuber help Discord and found about 3. So
there you go.
Just Google something.
Yeah. It's amazing the power of Google.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people sometimes struggle with just the words to use on Google, but genuinely, if you're just like VTuber help or VTuber help Reddit or Discord, like you say, like I think, yeah, you go off to a good start. You'll find something to start you off for sure.
Also, I just remember we were talking about like before I started streaming, I remember that I would be just like sitting on my bed, I'd be playing on my Switch, and then I would kind of like turn on the record button on my phone and then just pretend that I'm talking to people, like as I'm talking to chat. So that kind of helped me kind of get into the mindset.
I can just imagine you in your room doing that. I'd be like, oh, so cute.
Although I will say, make sure no one like can hear you because then they'll be like, "Who is she talking to?"
That's adorable. Yeah, practice and talk. That's a skill in itself that people like really do need to learn when they're streamers. To be able to learn to talk to yourself. Well, for the most part, I'd say most genres of streaming anyway. It takes practice. Don't be scared if you mess up or fuck up along the way. It's just keep trying because it takes practice for it to become a skill. So don't worry about it. Just look over at your chat every once in a while. Even pretend that there's people there. I know that in a piece of advice I gave out in the past was that you can set up a bot so that the bot periodically will ask you questions and you're able to answer them as if someone's asking a question in chat, which is a really cool way to like practice for sure. If you've got a quiet chat or you're just a little bit like uncomfortable, it's a good way to get some practice in.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I never heard of that. That's cool.
I don't know if people do it now. I'm not sure. Obviously, with there being so many streamers, it's hard to know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've gave that advice a while ago, and it's I think it's helped 1 or 2 people in the past, but I don't know. But yeah, it's something that I used to do a thing where I would be question of the day every stream that I would do. So I would create a question. It would be like thought-provoking, or it would be like asking my chat, or I'd usually have it in the title and I'd have it as a command as well. People would come in and they would use the command and they'd be like, okay, this is my answer, and it would prompt conversation, which is another thing you can do if you need to practice or you want to try and, even with experienced streamers, if you're trying to start up more conversation, it's a good as well. I don't do it anymore, I just kind of fell out of it, but or rather I did it so long that I started to forget what question I was asked in the past, and I was like, should I do the same question again? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a good way to kick off things. Got maybe like a quieter chat, maybe if you've got some lurkers and you want to encourage more conversation. But yeah, that's another thing as well. Having all my good things out here.
In regards to like quieter chat thing, I remembered what I was saying, like there's certain games that I wouldn't want to stream to like my audience and stuff because I don't think it'd fit the vibe. Somebody actually asked me once, like, oh, how do you stay entertaining? I try and do just chatting before a stream, but there's no one to talk to. My advice for stuff like that is like certain things that work for other people won't work for you, and it might be viewer like the amount of viewer dependent. And maybe you do want to do just chatting streams, but if there's nobody there, you're probably just going to put yourself through a bit of pain.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Or if you've got mostly lurkers, it's difficult, but you kind of have to like tailor it to your audience a little bit. Like there's like words with friends or words with stream or whatever you can do. And I saw somebody doing that once like a while ago, and I was like, oh, that would be cool. I want to do that. And then I realized I probably have about 1 or 2 people participating, and that's maybe not very entertaining. There's a lot of things that, I mean, it's obviously best to just try, but don't be disheartened if like something doesn't work, because it's very difficult to find what works best for you. What works best for you might not work best for somebody else, and vice versa.
Yeah. And I would say don't, like, that's probably advice for any streamer, no matter how long you've been doing it, no matter what your kind of goals and plans are. Some things that you see, you know, your favorite streamer who streams to 4,000 people do doesn't work for you if you're streaming to like 20 or 100. You know, just everything's very dependent on your community and how you do your own content. So yeah, it's good advice, Scan.
And like on the just chatting, especially if like you have a few viewers, I think story-based games are a really good one to try. Because if you're not talking to chat, you can still talk. You can read the game, the dialogue. That one's like really dialogue heavy, so you can just straight up focus on the game and like not feel like you're putting too much focus on like, oh, there's not that many viewers in chat. You can just enjoy the game, and just kind of let it go from there. That could kind of help.
Absolutely. Yep. That's what I love about story-driven games. So I can.
You don't need to keep. Sorry, carry on.
No, just what you're saying though. You just don't have to keep, you know, making sure that there's someone to chat to, so you can chat to the game basically.
My thing is like thinking up topics of things to talk. So if there's like a bit of dead air, I'm like, if there's nothing going on or it's not like a story game, my brain goes, what the hell do I say now? what do I talk about?
See, I'm like that too, but like I can't deal with silence, so I'm really fortunate that nobody can shut me up when I'm streaming. Which is why it's funny, right? But it's so true. Which is why when I do these types of things, I do panic a little bit, because I'm like, am I over talking everyone? Am I talking too much as a host? It's crazy.
Oh my god, me too. I can't shut up.
I've come to terms with that. I've accepted it. I just can't shut my mouth. It's different with collabs when I'm feeling a bit, again, like people shy or something. I'm just maybe a bit quieter then, but when it's just me, man, I will never shut up. And I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to just tune out my voice if you want to, because it's not stopping.
I think we're all like, yes, mood, let's go. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wrap things up here. Even though we're having like a little cozy sleepover, I really appreciate that you guys are here, spending time with me and sharing all your knowledge and experience. You guys have been awesome. Of course.
I'd be like, no more cozy time. Stop being cozy now.
Fira, where can people find you?
Ooh, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Solfira, SOLFIRA. And then yeah, that's it. It's mostly just Twitch and Twitter.
Cool. And Sky?
Pretty much just Twitch and Twitter as well, or X, I suppose.
Oh, yes.
I'm under Skyrath. It's SKYRATH. And as I mentioned earlier, I am planning things constantly, possibly on YouTube. And I think, fingers crossed, toes crossed as well, everything is crossed.
Feels
this
crossed.
will actually stick this time. I will make something for YouTube, so maybe look there as well. Yeah. There might be something. There might be.
There might be. I will prod and poke you.
There will be something. Bad attitude, Sky.
Those
There's gonna be
come out
something
Sky
there.
at gunpoint.
Oh, okay. Thank you for coming to Slumber. Oh my god. Well.
Rogue, where can we find you, Smile?
No.
Where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter/X, TikTok, Instagram at Rogue Liliana, and VStream. Oh my god, VStream too. I forgot about that. Yeah. So thank you for coming to Slumber Sessions, our very first one. I can't wait for many more. And night, everyone. Bye.
Night. Bye.